as irony would have it, I landed right on 13.1, an unintentional half marathon for Saturday morning. These actually have power windows too.
Wow.
Yeah, sure. It'd be a good one for Bruno, too. He'll go, oh, yeah, I know the feeling. Oh, boy. And the cough, too?
In 2016, my wife and I decided to sell our business, sell our home, uproot our 2 girls, and leave all that we had ever known for the mountains of Colorado, seeking a different lifestyle for our young yet hyper-busy family. My name is Jake, and along with my wife Julie, our 2 beautiful girls Darren and Pia, and Julie's mother Judy, we've been building a life in Colorado for the past several years. And then, in the fall of 2019, we decided to entertain the idea of risking it all yet again. So, next stop, Portugal. In the fall of 2021, we sold our beloved Colorado ranch and took a leap of faith by putting an offer on an 80-year-old manor estate named Kinta de Madera in the north-central region of Portugal in a deep-rooted traditional village that needed an infinite amount of sweat equity, lots of effort to renovate, and attempt to restore this beautifully neglected property back to its original grandeur of its younger years. Follow along as we move all that we have, along with our 2 dogs, 1 cat, and a young Mustang named Nibby, as we will make tons of mistakes, have fun renovating, and seeing the world through a vastly different lens, not to mention learning an entirely new culture. Welcome to our Portuguese journey. Well, these are the final few days leading up to our official departure from our home, our friends, our life as we'd come to know it, and looking ahead towards this new adventure that we were all about to embark on.
Swallow my pride, 'cause it's all on me. Is it too late? Forgive me. Did you mean what you said? Are you angry? Lost more than a friend, now I'm on my knees. I don't know why I'm praying tonight, but if you can hear me, tell me if you hear me. And I should've called, and I should've tried, and I should've walked you home every night.
I remember as we were driving up to the property for the very first time with the girls, it was after an incredibly long journey, all the way from Colorado to Porto, and then rental car, driving 90 minutes out into the countryside and arriving in this quaint, small, tiny little village that we had briefly visited months prior, and just feeling, I guess, the anticipation and the excitement in our daughter's mind as we're rolling up. My wife and mother-in-law and our youngest daughter were in the car behind us, but it was really overwhelming coming up this driveway and seeing really for the first time through her eyes what it was that we were really doing, which was quite frankly an absolutely insane and ludicrous adventure that we had decided to embark upon with our entire family.
I wish I caught you, I wish I stayed. Hold it back, 'cause I'm too afraid. But you let me walk away, don't know why. I'm praying tonight. But if you can hear me, tell me if you hear me.
And I should've called, and I should've tried, and I should've walked you home every night. And I should've kissed you 10,000 times just to tell you I love you. I should've done it all for you, baby. But now I'm just a little too late.
Well, I can't speak for the entire family, but I can only speak for myself. But I think one of the things that was very, very blatantly obvious when we arrived at the Kinta was the amount of work that actually needed to be done. When we visited a year prior, I think we were very starstruck by the potential and the opportunity that this property presented itself with. Having zero background in construction or electrical, plastering, drywalling, plumbing, any of that stuff, I just kind of figured we'd figure it out as we went on, and that's kind of the mindset that I think we approached this in this adventure with. To say that we had an easy transition moving into this new house would be a grave overstatement. When we arrived at the end of May in 2022, the house was definitely not livable. There was, furniture left by the previous owner. Construction was maybe 10-20% completed, so there was dust everywhere. The workers hadn't really begun. There was still a lot of plumbing, electrical, patching up of walls that needed to be done. So, we got here under a little bit of a stressful situation, but our family is resilient, and we made it work. We figured it out. We had to rent another place for a couple weeks while they kind of finished things up, and we could eventually move in. But yeah, as you could see, the house was not really in livable standards by what we're used to coming from the States, of course. Well, we knew there was work to do. So, hope you enjoy Renovation Progress thus far in our first 18 months as expats having relocated to the beautiful and majestic countryside of northern Portugal. Yes. Fire up. Okay, shut her down. You gotta link us down here. Well, once again, moment of truth. Just installed some outlets, so let's turn the breakers on and see what happens. Oops. Oh, wow. Tons of water. Shoot. Oh yeah, it's pissing down behind the wall. Oh, crap. I thought he left one of the bolts a little bit loose.
those headlights put into my drive tonight was a sight for sore eyes, last thing I thought I'd see. And is something wrong? What brought you home? Was it tough out on your own? Or did you drive all the way down here just to see me? Or was it the cotton fields stretching nearly county-wide? Them cool Delta mornings or the Jackson nights? Did your interstate dreams turn into a dead-end street? Was it a midnight blanket on a riverbank? Two names on a Tupelo water tank? Was it somebody boy back home that your heart still needs? Were you missing Mississippi or me? Town was my house, the first stop you thought about? Or you already been by to see your mama and them? And I want you to know, in case you don't, I sure hated to see you go. Just tell me what it was that brought you back home again. Was it the cotton fields stretching nearly county-wide? Them cool Delta mornings or the Jackson nights? Did your interstate dreams turn into a dead-end street? Was it a midnight blanket on a riverbank? Or two names on a Tupelo water tank? Was it somebody boy back home that your heart still needs? Were you missing Mississippi or me? Was it the cotton fields stretching nearly county-wide? Them cool Delta mornings or the Jackson nights? Did your interstate dreams turn into a dead-end street? Was it a midnight blanket on a riverbank? Two names on a Tupelo water tank? Was it somebody boy back home that your heart still needs? So before I take you back like that, baby, tell me one thing. Were you missing Mississippi or me?
This here was incredibly stressful. Drilling holes for the fixtures, the faucets on the shower heads. I'd seen several videos of do-it-yourselfers, cracking the tiles in the process, so I was a little bit nervous about it, but it wasn't actually that challenging after all. Well, okay, probably the most nerve-wracking parts of any bathroom remodel or tiling is having to drill holes. So I just successfully got through one hole. I've got one more to go. And anybody who's done this, you know that these things crack very, very easily. So I am wearing a protective face mask and eyewear as well, because you do not want to breathe in this dust. It's just very, very fine, and yeah, I don't want that in my lungs, so. I installed the very last tile out of these boxes that we had purchased a couple months ago, a few weeks back, and then we noticed a cracked pipe that one of the plumbers had installed. So I had to actually peel off an entire tile, and I had no tiles left. So I went down to the hardware store here locally in San Pedro, where we live, and they were gracious enough to give me this one tile off the rack, or off the shelf, or the wall I should say, that they had as a display. So I knew that if I was going to crack this one, I'd probably have to go buy an entire box. So very, very grateful for that, and super, super happy that I made it through without any damage. So time to go install this bad boy. When I asked our plumber about plumber's tape, which is what we use in the United States, for the threads, he just laughed hysterically. Over here they use this hempish yarn-like stuff, I think, along with this green goopy stuff that you seal around it to close off the fixtures from water drips. So apparently the previous owner decided that at some point he was going to renovate the old caretaker's cottage that sits above one of our barns. It's in very, very rough shape to begin with, and I'm guessing nobody has probably lived there since the late 20th century at the earliest. But we were told that he pulled out all the old windows and the frames and was planning to replace them, which he never did. So vines, tree branches, leaves, rain, etc. has taken over this poor space. And as the rains were coming, we figured, why not at least mitigate some of the damage with these temporary coverings? We plan to renovate this space entirely as either an Airbnb or possibly as a great place for friends and family to stay at when they come visit us. We don't have the entire story behind this property or the previous owner that originally built this vineyard estate. Really only fragmented recollections of some of the locals that were just children when this property was built. But from what we can gather, he did not spare any expenses in the construction or the layout of this vast property. It's obvious that he was a winemaker as well as a farmer, providing for probably the entire valley. Unfortunately, all we have left are remnants of what could only have been an exciting and flourishing establishment in his time.
Dear rodeo, I'd be lying if I tried to tell you I don't think about you. After all the miles and the wild nights that we've been through, Lord knows we've had a few. Dear rodeo, I'd like to say that I took the reins and rode away. No regrets, no left unsaid, just turn the page. Oh, but you know better, babe. Between the almost atoms and broken bones, a dream of a buckle I'll never put on. I'm jaded, oh, I hate it, but somehow the highs outweigh the lows, and I'll do it all again, even though we both know I still have to let you go. So dear rodeo, I tried like hell to tell myself it was all your fault. I held on tight with all my might, I just couldn't hang on, and that's hard to hang your hat on. Between the almost atoms and broken bones, a dream of a buckle I'll never put on. I'm jaded, oh, I hate it, but somehow the highs outweigh the lows, and I'll do it all again, even though we both know I still have to let you go. Let you go. Dear rodeo, I'd like to think you miss me too, but I know you don't. Oh, but that won't change the past, and that won't change the truth. I'm still in love with you. And dear rodeo.
truly has been a remarkably interesting thing to learn how the Portuguese build, and one example is the simplistic yet extremely efficient and long-lasting method of laying actual clay tiles. It's a technique that has been used in this country for centuries, and still to this day, many will set tiles in the style of the old ways.
Dragging our load down that long road, and we're still so far from home. Ain't it hard to find a friend when you're out there wandering? It can get lonely, but we know we won't always be far from home. When the storms roll, casting shadow, we almost lose our way. But every dark dream fades to memory in the warm, sweet light of day. Ain't it hard to find a friend?
I ain't gonna lie, when those headlights put into my drive tonight was a sight for sore eyes, last thing I thought I'd see. And is something wrong? What brought you home? Was it tough out on your own? Or did you drive all the way down here just to see me? Or was it the cotton fields stretching nearly county-wide? Them cool Delta mornings or the Jackson nights? Did your interstate dreams turn into a dead-end street? Was it a midnight blanket on a riverbank? Two names on a Tupelo water tank? Was it somebody boy back home that your heart still needs? Were you missing Mississippi or me? When you hit town, was my house.
Confession time. This is my number 10 sheet of gypsum drywall that I've laid today. And it is the first one, I'm slightly embarrassed to say, actually fits perfectly. Ah, what a day. Starting on the pantry, it's gonna go that way. There's a door, and just did the rough framework for what's going to be our coffee barista station, where the doors open this way, we think. Slide in, and then we pull a tray out with a coffee machine right here. First, we gotta prime all this. Got the fridge right in the middle of the room. And then I'm gonna screw down a mesh to give the self-leveling compound something to bond onto, or bind to, excuse me. But we got all of our lights installed and dimmer switches. So now we just gotta do the wood floor planks screwed into the ceiling, and that'll finish that project. So yes, the original idea was to have just drywall ceiling, finished off with the recessed can lighting, but for some reason we decided that it was just too much work to sand up there, and we decided to add this pine flooring instead, which definitely a very modern look, but I think overall it actually turned out really, really nice.
that's enough to paint lonesome black and blue. Yeah, I have you, and you have me. That puts a bow up in the sky, tells the rain to cease.
Okay, bright and early Friday, starting day 4 of tiling. I just finished washing the floor over here, so I'm a little out of breath. Yeah, starting day 4 of kitchen tile. And in case you're wondering why it's taking me so many days to do this, it's because I'm limited by how many of those I have. So unfortunately, I got to stop usually after a couple hours because I run out of the leveling guys. I just didn't buy enough when I started this project. But really just got to finish up this little track right here, get into that corner, and then we can get the cabinets, the fridge, corner stove, and then all the cabinets, the stove here, the main stove, and the sink, and then a little base cabinet over there. All that can get installed, and then we should be good to go. I'm not going to film day 4 because, truth be told, I need my Chris Stapleton, my Kip Moore, and a little bit of Morgan Wade to get me through this day.
I've been looking for a while, been close a couple times. Man, she's hard to find. In towns everywhere along the map, well, I've traveled there and back, and I wonder where she's at. Yeah, maybe she's in Dallas, cheering for the Cowboys. Maybe laying low down in Mexico. I know she loves the sunshine. Yeah, maybe she's in Vegas, at a table dealing blackjack. Hey, if you wouldn't mind, see her out tonight, tell her she's mine. Life, it's a crazy ride, isn't it? I'm loving every minute, but it'd be better with her in it. Maybe she's living in a small town, and she's taught to fear the Bible, but she's got a couple friends that she runs around with, dancing with the dead.
Okay, so quick update. The fridge was originally supposed to come here, but this cabinet got built a little bit too far out. I don't think by anybody's fault. It was just one of those weird corner measurement designs that would not allow for the eventual oven door to open because the fridge came out about 4 or 5 inches. So had to reconfigure the pantry. So this whole space here, entering through here, is supposed to be a full storage pantry, butler's pantry. So what we decided on was, because we're gonna have an island kind of come through this whole area, kitchen island. So we decided to go ahead and cut out this opening in the already framed out pantry. And so I just got done framing out the rough part of where the fridge is just gonna insert into here, sit right on top of that landing. And then once the walls are all finished, we'll put some nice maybe 3-inch border trim down to the baseboards all around. Fridge will come out maybe an inch or 2 just to allow for the door swing. So it'll work out. It'll be fun to see the final result. So a little patch here set in place. Not too really worried about this discrepancy because I'll just put tape and mud it really well and make it blend in nicely with this wall here and then get it all sanded. And plus this will also be covered by the external trim. So we have no reveal of this from where the fridge sets in. Okay, well, project for today. I've already done a little bit of rough sanding on the taping I did yesterday. Had to build this extension wall right here from the pantry, so it's coming out about 13 inches, and that was due to the fact that where the refrigerator was gonna go, the cabinet maker made this too deep. So the oven door that's gonna go in this little opening was gonna hit the fridge. So we had to take this and we're now gonna embed it into the pantry, which is what that opening is. And then this cabinet here that was supposed to go into the window, we're just gonna make it here with a countertop, a little workstation, maybe coffee station kind of a deal, since we have an outlet right there as well. But I had, if you remember from a previous video, cut an opening here for a little barista station, which has now been patched up. And we've got the lines for the radiator moved over. They were originally here, thinking we had this entire wall to work with, but you know, being it's 140 or 133.5 centimeters wide, that's the reason I had to build this extension right here so that the piping could come out a little bit further, or else the radiator would have hung out over this wall right here, which would not have looked very good. So, kitchen is basically constantly evolving from day to day, which is totally fine. But it's just more work, more patchwork, more taping and mudding to do. So on we go. Got you drinking on the job again.
I was just taking a break.
It's a nice trench.
Thank you.
You are officially probably halfway there.
Oh, jeez.
There's another drinking worker.
No. I'm on break.
Uh-huh. All right, well, we successfully got the fridge in place. So again, originally should have gone here, but this will actually look really nice. Left a little bit of space up here just so we had room to play with in case we ever got a slightly larger fridge or wider in that case, but this will all be covered with probably 3-inch trim all the way around. So, but yeah, looks nice. Very cool.
If I wrote you a song, if I got every word perfectly weighted on a thin piece of paper, would it make any difference? Would it change for the better? If I wrote you a poem, if I posted a letter? Is it maybe because I never knew quite where I was, and suddenly you told me, baby, you're lost, but
You like your new water pipe?
Yes.
Little easier.
Oh yeah. And once you get the hose, oh my goodness.
It's coming. So today was installing a new water pipe, new water pump, and new irrigation to come, which obviously is make it a little bit easier for these little worker bees. Hey worker bee.
What are you doing?
You know what I do best.
Standing around.
Videography. A little easier than hauling wheelbarrow loads.
Yes.
Nice work. Keep it up. Possibly one of the biggest tasks that we needed to do on the property was the removal of all of these granite posts in the vineyard. Many were decaying, chipped, broken, or just engulfed by shrub oaks or those prickly bramble bushes. But we desperately wanted to preserve as many as possible, and we set them in our own future vineyard, as these posts are no longer being manufactured. They were most likely hand-chiseled, much like the granite blocks that actually built our house. It took us about 2 to 3 weeks to remove all of these posts, and by my rough calculation, we removed about 200. This is me looking up at the tile roof, contemplating what in the world am I going to do about the sagging beams. A decision that we made was that our future vineyard was riddled with a chaotic displacement of olive trees of varying ages, as well as these shrub oaks that had just spawned up all over, making it nearly impossible for us to flip the ground and actually have a possibility of utilizing this land for its intended purpose. So we hired an excavator to come out and uproot more than 20 olive trees that we will be replanting along our rock wall fence line. Once pruned back and maintained, we hope these beautiful trees will provide us with enough fruit to actually provide us with olive oil as well. Here we got the national tree, which is the cork trees, which are actually illegal to move once they get numbered and tagged. So they've been growing wild in the process for who knows how many years. So we're going to get these guys transplanted down the oak forest. That way we can leave them, let them grow big, and eventually harvest out the cork bark is the intention, which would be amazing.
If I leave here tomorrow, know you'll be on my mind. If I leave here tomorrow, honey, don't cry. 'Cause your love will be the light. Everything will be alright.
Make sure it's not, yeah.
So we don't know what this fruit tree is.
It's a little fuzzy on the outside. Here, you eat it. Whoa. I don't know what it is. I don't. Is it good?
Be in my heart. If I leave here tomorrow, honey, just
So there you have it. 18 months of incredible memories, trials and tribulations, errors and victories on this incredible journey. Many friends and family members have visited us, old friends, new friends, and we met some of the most incredible people over here that made us realize that we are welcomed and accepted in this new country, this new culture, a new home. And although we do miss our family and friends back home, we are truly looking forward to not only seeing all of them here someday, but also what the future holds for us.
I will give my heart to you. I will give my heart to you. I will hold you when you need me. I will give my love to you. I will give my love to you. I will love you if you let me. I will give my heart to you. I will give my